And there they go.
Welcome back to RaceNews.com. I'm Magic, and we're taking a closer look at the 12th race at Fairgrounds on Saturday, February 19th. That's the Rachel Alexandra Stakes. This is the first 50-point Kentucky Oaks prep race of the season. With me to preview it is Dr. Miranda. Dr. Miranda, this is a really great field, and which is nice because some of the other Oaks preps that you've had to talk about, maybe not 11 horses, maybe not more than one good horse in them. Here, a huge field, horses we've talked about before. I can't wait to go through it with you because this is a very exciting race.
Yes, so I was actually excited to do this one because there's actually some pretty good talent in here. And it's almost anybody's game. There's not like one distinct horse. So I'm going to start off with the number one, Crete. This horse has some really big shoes to fill. And I think that Asmussen thinks that she can get the job done. She is the half-sister to last year's winner of this race with Clairiere. This team has stated that she has been training very similar to how Clairiere did, and even mentioned that Crete is a little bit more forward than what Clairiere was this time last year. Asmussen has won this race 6 times since 2005. Crete has only raced 2 times in her lifetime, but has won both of them, starting off with the maiden special weight. And then the Silver Bullet Day last month at Fairgrounds. She seems to want to be at the front of the pack, and she's going to be joined by a few others in this race. She can get the distance. It just depends how this pace is going to unfold in this race. Now we go on to the number 2, North County. This horse may not be the class of the field, but I think she's very versatile. She is 3 for 3 in her career, and all 3 wins come from 3 different kind of surfaces. She's won on the turf. She's won in the slop when the race was taken off the turf. And then she won on a fast track last time out in an Untamable Stakes at Fairgrounds. They have given her some time off. They skipped the Silver Bullet Day just so they could have her rested for this particular spot. Walsh says that this is her acid test, stating that she has not done anything wrong. So it's time for her to take a shot. She is taking a step up with the layoff. But I'm just not sure if I really love her in this race. The number 3, Miss Maddie B, taking 4 times to break her maiden. This filly most recently raced in the Santa Ynez Stakes last month under Mike Smith. She finished a distant 3rd behind another filly that's in this race. They started her career off in the dirt. When that didn't work off, they switched to the turf. That didn't work out again, so they stretched her out on the turf, and that's where she broke her maiden. Last time it was a 7 furlongs race, and I think she just really wants to go a little bit farther because she likes to come from the back of the pack. I think she's definitely going to like to add a distance in this race, but I'm not sure if she's going to be too far back to pass anybody. Then we're going to go to the number 4, Dreamlith. Broke her maiden first time out. They then put her in the G1 Spinaway. She didn't do so well, but she was facing horses like Echo Zulu and, I'm going to say this horse, Tarabi, who were the best 2-year-olds at the time. They then put her in another G1 at Keeneland, where she was once again met with another amazing filly with Juju's Map. She finished 5th in both the G1s, but she gained experience in that jump up in class because the next time they put her in the G2 at Churchill, where I got to see her personally with the Goldenrod Stakes, and she closed the rest of the field and won that race. Diodoro says that he wishes he could have gotten another workout in before this race. But it was between this race and next week's race at Oaklawn, and he said pretty much Secret Oath looks too tough and he doesn't want to face her. And it just makes sense for him to stay at Fairgrounds where she's been at all winter. Dreamlith has also filled out a lot since her last race in November. I love that she has success at this distance as well as some back class with facing some of the best 2-year-olds. And then we're going to go to the number 5, Divine Huntress. This filly is now trained by Grand Motion and is the least experienced in the field. She has yet to run in a stakes company, unlike the other 10 horses in here. Both of her wins are at a Parx, which isn't the best track out there, but she seems to progress each time out. Last time she was in a 50K optional claimer. She romped the field by winning by 13 lengths and galloping home. But she really wasn't pressed by any of the other horses in the stretch, and I think this race is a big step up. She's going to have to stalk and not let the front runners get too far out because I think that there may be a gate to wire winner could come from this race. The number 6 is Candy Raid. She has the longest odds on the morning line. She has raced the most out of all these fillies, though, with 8 races under her belt since June of 2021. She doesn't have the strongest career with only winning 2 of those races. She doesn't have a whole lot of speed. And I think that this filly just needs a break, and this is way too deep of waters for her to go into. So I'm just going to pass completely on this horse. Then we're going to go to the number 7, Turn Her Loose. Previous Perf horse who started her career off at 2 for 2. She finished 3rd in the G2 and then went on to the Juvenile Fillies Turf where she got last place. Now, the notes did say that she got bumped and she is tired out and was passed by everyone. She was in the front of the pack, and by the time the last turn came around, she had nothing left in her. So I'm not really sure why they are trying this grade stakes race on dirt. She's never raced on dirt, and she's been off for 3 months. She's been at fairgrounds training. There's just not a whole lot I like about this girl in this spot. And I've not even mentioned who her trainer and her jockey are with Brad Cox and Florent Giroux. I think this race last year is the one where I started my hate for them because I had a $5,000 pick 5 on the line, and Florent Giroux just stopped riding Travel Calm in the stretch and Clear Air won. It's fine. I'm not mad at all, but we're going to move on to the number 8, Goddess of Fire. This filly broke her maiden last time out and then went straight for the stakes races. She finished 3rd in the Pocahontas, 9 lengths behind the favorite, who's in this race, Hidden Connection. Most recently, she finished 2nd in the Gasparilla Stakes. But looking back at that race, it wasn't the strongest of field. This is definitely not Todd Pletcher's top filly because he has Nest, who most recently won last week. Goddess of Fires actually faced Nest last fall and finished 10 lengths behind her. So with all that said, I'm just going to take a hard pass. Then we're going to go to the number 9, Awake at Midnight. Another California filly making her way to the Bayou. She has 3 races under her belt with only 1 in maiden company. She most recently finished in the 2nd in the Santa Ynez Stakes in California. I think that this horse is very special to Doug O'Neill, though, and that's why he's taking this risk here. His brother was the one who scouted her out where she was purchased for $300,000 from the Redams. She's a daughter by Nyquist, and O'Neill said that she's built like a colt, and she has first-round draft physical features, and she's mentally tough. I like the fact that Gutierrez is keeping his mount with her because he's been on her all 3 times. I think she has a chance at going gate to wire if she can get the distance. We go number 10, California Angel, another 30-1 long shot. All of her wins been on turf. They put her on dirt last time out, and she didn't even hit the board. She's been off for about 2 months. She may have matured since then, but I'm just not going to play her at all. Then we're going to the number 11, Hidden Connection. We finally get to see her return to the track. She was a very promising filly as a 2-year-old, having back-to-back wins. Won the G3 Pocahontas by like 9 lengths. They then put her in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. She finished a decent 4th behind Echo Zulu, Juju's Map, and she's been off since November. Brett Calhoun said that there's always a question mark, though, going from the 2-year-old to 3-year-olds. But they have been aiming at this race for a long time. One thing that I don't like, though, is that he's quoted saying she's not 100% dialed in. And anytime I hear a trainer say something other than, they've been working out great, they're ready for the spot, it kind of throws up a red flag that this horse isn't ready and it's not in its best form. Another thing I don't like is that she is in the far outside post, especially when she needs the lead. She has a lot more work to do to get to that spot. But you can't look past her past performances with the Pocahontas, then being in the Breeders' Cup. But I just don't think this is her race to win. So with all of that said, my top pick is going to be the number 4, Dreamlith. I just really love the way that she's been progressing, and I think this is a great next step for her. Plus, we should get some pretty decent odds on her with Hidden Connection here. Underneath, I'm going to do a trifecta box with the 1, 4, 5, 11. And then the superfecta box, I'm going to go 1, 4, 5, 9, 11.
11 great fillies trying to get 50 points on the Kentucky Oaks Trail. And that's Dr. Miranda, the resident expert for the Kentucky Oaks Trail over at racingdudes.com. We also have the inside track to the Risen Star Stakes wagering guide available now, so go check that out. Full in-depth coverage of all 13 races on Saturday's card at Fairgrounds. Hit like if you like the video, hit subscribe if you really like it. Tell all your friends, tell us in the comments below who you think is winning the race. We'll see you at the track.
This has been a presentation of racingdudes.com, your destination for all things horse racing and sports betting. Whether you want free winners, expert insider picks, up-to-the-minute trackside weather reports, or podcasts and videos for bettors of all skill levels, Never make another wager without visiting the Racing Dudes. First,